Well, anytime Donald Trump gets bad news, I do love to check in on Fox News reporting on it, because we all know he sits around many hours in each day watching Fox News, and I get joy out of the image, the scene of Trump watching as he's told by Fox News something horrible and devastating for him. So here is the latest example of that.
So joining me now, Andrew Cherkasky, former federal prosecutor and criminal defense attorney. Andrew, good to have you here on both of these. And I want to get into this, what's going on at the Supreme Court. But first, I want to get your reaction to this news from the Trump team that he cannot come up with the $430+ million. I think it's the largest settlement ever against an individual in this country, isn't it? That you have to sell the properties, then you'd have to buy them back, I guess, if your appeal is heard and you get restitution?
That does seem very unusual, to have to essentially disgorge yourself of everything that you're still fighting for through the appellate channel. The problem is that people who do that may try to use the court system to just delay their payment of of whatever fine they had gotten if they lose on appeal. But here, Trump has the assets. They're in different forms. They're not in a form that these bond companies, he said he went through 30 different bond companies that just won't put up that money based on it being property, real property, as opposed to being held in cash.
So this, of course, relating to Trump's fraud case, which means, you know what that means. Aaron Parnas joins me, our resident legal expert. Aaron, break it down for us.
Yeah, Luke. Well, today we confirmed once again that Donald Trump is broke, or almost broke. In a new filing in front of the New York appellate courts, Donald Trump's attorneys said that he can't post the $455 million bond ordered by Judge Engoron in the civil fraud trial. They used the term practical impossibility. It's funny, they actually went to 30 different bondsmen or 30 different third-party kind of companies to have put up the bond, and in exchange they would put up collateral in the form of property Trump owns, and every single one of the third parties said no. So Trump does not have the liquid cash, according to the filing, to put up this massive bond to appeal, and no one's giving it to him. So a pretty bad day for Trump.
Sweet like chocolate. I want to play a clip of Trump's, I don't know what to call her, demoted lawyer spokesperson a little while ago, discussing the issue of this very subject. Take a look.
Just a little. My goodness. So Judge Engoron says that he wants this $350 million within 30 days. Now, I know that you're planning on appealing this, but you've still got to put up the full amount pending that appeal. Does Donald Trump have that kind of money sitting around?
Yes. I mean, he does. Of course, he has money. You know, he's a billionaire. We know that. And
so it looks like that wasn't exactly the case, Aaron.
No, and it's funny. I mean, this isn't the first time Alina Habba was wrong. I mean, you saw it inside the courtroom, and that's what led to the $355 million judgment that's now ballooned to over $400 million with interest. And now you're seeing it in front of the appellate court, that once again, Alina Habba is wrong. She says one thing publicly as the MAGA spokeswoman, and then another thing in the courtroom as Trump's attorney. Which one can we believe? I don't know. And honestly, neither do jurors or judges.
Just random question. It's definitely not the case, right, that as the Fox News host said, that this settlement is the largest in the history of America?
Not at all. I mean, we've had tobacco settlements that are billions of dollars. I mean, opioid settlements that are billions of dollars. There are settlements and judgments that are so much more massive than this one. And remember, this at $355 million, it's one of the bigger ones in recent history, of course, but it's not the biggest by any means.
Okay, maybe referring to a presidential situation, settlement, I don't know, or of this type within the context of these details. I don't know what you meant there. Now, here's something to make your day even more delightful. Okay, you already get to picture Trump watching Fox News talking about his inability to pay. That's delightful. Generally, this story is delightful. Then, while Trump is in a tough situation financially, and this just making it much worse, do you know who's not? The Biden campaign.
President Biden's re-election campaign announced its biggest fundraising month yet since first launching back last April, as they raised $53 million in February. The president's campaign and its affiliated PAC say they have $155 million in the bank to spend. That's up from $130 million in January. The Trump campaign has not yet released its fundraising figures for February, but is expected to be at a significant disadvantage.
$53 million in February. That's a lot of cash.
Yeah, I mean, it's a huge amount. The Biden campaign raises over $50 million. Trump's ordered to pay now with interest over $500 million between E. Jean Carroll and the civil fraud trial. I mean, it's a tale of two campaigns. One's going up and the other is just grounded. Trump 4-7 is grounded.
Is grounded. Just to round out the previous conversation about the fraud case, I think, not that it makes a huge difference, but something feels uniquely wonderful about the Trump Tower being seized. And are we getting closer to that?
A little bit. I mean, step by step, right? I mean, these are baby steps. Actually, it's funny. I don't think Trump Tower will ever get seized. I think Trump has other properties that he'll probably sell off before Trump Tower, which is his like prized possession in New York, will ever get sold off. But if he can't put up the money himself and he can't get a third party to do it either, and the New York courts say you have to do it, I mean, what's next for Trump? Either you start selling or you start paying, one or the other. And at the end of the day, that means property's going to go.
Wow. Aaron, where can people find you?
On all my social platforms, just at Aaron Parnas.
And please make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you want to get a daily bonus show, you can go to lukebeasleyshow.com/membership.